My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 34 years old, and the moment I heard my sister scream, "Don't let her touch him," in that delivery room, I knew something was horribly, irreversibly wrong. I was still on the hospital bed, my body shaking from 9 months of carrying her baby, and she was across the room, backing away from me like I was dangerous. "Vanessa, what are you?" I said don't, her voice cracked. "Security, I need security." The doctor looked between us, confused. The nurse froze with the baby, a perfect, screaming little boy still in her arms. That's when I saw it. The look on my sister's face wasn't fear, it was triumph. This story contains themes of reproductive trauma and family betrayal. Please take care while listening. If you've ever trusted someone completely, please stay with me. You'll understand why I'm telling this. Let me go back, because what happened in that delivery room was the end of something that had been breaking me for 3 years. I just didn't know it yet. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, the younger of 2 girls. Vanessa was my best friend, my protector, my everything. She was 4 years older and I worshipped her. We both wanted families. We used to talk about our kids growing up together, being as close as we were. But life had other plans. I met my husband, David, when I was 28. We got married a year later and I went off birth control immediately. We were ready. Except nothing happened. Month after month, the tests came back negative. My doctor said, "Give it time, you're young, it'll happen." It happened all right. I got pregnant when I was 30. David and I cried, we celebrated, we told our families. Vanessa threw me a surprise dinner. She hugged me so tight and whispered, "I'm so happy for you, Sarah. You're going to be an amazing mom." I lost the baby at 9 weeks. The grief was enormous, swallowing, but Vanessa was there every single day. She brought me soup, held me while I cried, told me it would happen again. "This is so common," she said. "1 in 4 pregnancies, your body is just figuring things out." I believed her. She worked as a pharmaceutical sales rep. She knew about medical things. She always knew what to say. 6 months later, I got pregnant again. This time we didn't tell anyone except Vanessa. "I won't say a word," she promised, "but I'm here for you, whatever you need." She bought me prenatal vitamins, the expensive kind. "These are the best ones," she said. "They're what I'd take." I lost that baby at 7 weeks. Then another at 6 weeks. Then another at 10 weeks, and that one nearly destroyed me. David and I went to a fertility specialist. They ran every test imaginable: blood work, ultrasounds, genetic screening, hormone panels. Everything came back normal. "Unexplained recurrent pregnancy loss," the doctor said. "It's frustrating, I know, but statistically, you still have a good chance of carrying to term." "How many more times do I have to go through this?" I asked. She didn't have an answer. Vanessa did, though. She always did. "Maybe you need a break," she said one night over wine. This was 2 years into my nightmare. "Let your body rest. You're so stressed, Sarah. Stress affects everything." "I'm 32, I said. "I don't have unlimited time." "I know, sweetie, I know." She refilled my glass. "Have you ever thought about, I don't know, maybe taking the pressure off, doing something else for a while?" I didn't understand what she meant. Just then, her eyes got this faraway look. "Actually, I need to tell you something." My stomach dropped. "What?" "Marcus and I have been trying too," she said quietly. Marcus was her husband of 6 years. "We just found out. I can't carry a pregnancy. Uterine scarring from an infection I had years ago." I grabbed her hand. "Oh my God, Vanessa, I'm so sorry." "We're looking into surrogacy," she said. Then she looked at me with tears in her eyes. "I know this is huge, and I would never ever pressure you, but would you consider carrying a baby for us?" I froze. "It would be IVF," she continued. "My egg, Marcus's sperm, completely biological hours, but your body would give us the miracle we can't have. And you," she squeezed my hand, "you'd get to experience a full pregnancy, feel a baby grow. Maybe it would even help your body learn how to maintain a pregnancy." "I don't know if that's how it works," I whispered. But it could be healing, she said. And you'd be giving us everything, our only chance. I talked to David that night. He was hesitant. That's a huge ask, he said. 9 months of your body, all the risks. And Sarah, we haven't given up on having our own baby. I know, I said. But what if this helps somehow? And she's my sister, she'd do it for me. Would she, though? I wish I'd sat with that question. Instead, I said yes. The IVF process started 3 months later. Vanessa's retrieval went perfectly. They got 18 eggs, 14 fertilized. They transferred 2 embryos into me. I'll never forget lying on that table, watching the tiny spots on the ultrasound screen that might become a baby. Vanessa held my hand. "Thank you," she whispered. "You're saving our lives." 1 embryo took. When we saw the heartbeat at 6 weeks, we all cried. The doctor said everything looked perfect. For the first time in years, I made it past 7 weeks, then 9, then 12. I was actually doing it. "See," Vanessa said at my 14-week appointment. She'd come to every single one. "Your body just needed the right circumstances. I bet after this, you'll be able to carry your own baby no problem." I wanted to believe that so badly. But something started to shift around week 16. Vanessa began making comments about my diet. "Should you really be eating that much sugar? It's not good for the baby." "My doctor says my glucose is fine," I said. "I know, but doctors don't know everything. I've been reading studies." She started bringing me special teas. "For inflammation," she said. "Completely safe for pregnancy." She'd text me multiple times a day. "Did you take your vitamins? Are you resting? You need to be more careful, Sarah." When I told David I felt smothered, he said, "She's just worried. It's her baby." Right, her baby. At 24 weeks, I felt the baby kick for the first time during a lunch with Vanessa. I put her hand on my stomach so she could feel. She pulled away. "What's wrong?" I asked. "Nothing," but her face was strange. That's my son in there, not yours." "I know that," I said, stung. "Do you?" Her eyes were hard. "Because you seem really attached." "Vanessa, I'm literally growing him inside my body." "As a favor to me," she said. "Let's not forget that." I drove home shaking. When I told David, he said I was being sensitive. "Pregnancy hormones," he said. Maybe, but something felt wrong. At 30 weeks, I had a regular checkup, routine blood work. The nurse called 2 days later. "Sarah, we need you to come in. Your liver enzymes are elevated." My blood pressure had also crept up. The doctor said, "We're going to monitor you closely. This could be nothing, or it could be the start of preeclampsia." When I called Vanessa, she went silent. "Did you hear me?" I said. "They're worried about preeclampsia." "Are you sure you've been taking care of yourself?" she asked. "Have you been following all the guidelines?" "Of course I have." "Because if something happens to my baby, because you were careless." I hung up on her. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how strange she'd been, how controlling, how she'd been bringing me those vitamins and teas. I got up and went to the kitchen. I'd been storing everything she gave me in a cabinet. I pulled out the vitamin bottle. Expensive brand, still sealed when she gave it to me months ago. But when I looked closely at the seal, I could see it had been tampered with. The little safety band was re-glued. Not perfectly, but almost. My hands started shaking. I opened the bottle and poured the pills onto the counter. They looked normal, but I wasn't sure anymore. Just then my phone buzzed. "Vanessa." "I'm sorry," I snapped. "I'm just so scared. Can I come over tomorrow? I want to make sure you have everything you need." I didn't answer. The next morning, I took the vitamins to a pharmacist friend. "Can you tell me if these are what they say they are?" She looked at me strangely. "Is everything okay?" "Please, just check." It took her 3 days. When she called, her voice was shaking. "Sarah, these aren't prenatal vitamins. I mean, they are, but they've been altered. There are compounds in here that I can't even identify without a full lab analysis. Some look like they could affect hormones. Where did you get these?" The room tilted. I need you to stop taking them immediately, she said, and talk to your doctor today. I couldn't breathe. My sister had been giving me tampered medication throughout my pregnancy. But why? When I thought it couldn't get worse, I was wrong. I went home and tore through everything Vanessa had given me over the years, not just during this pregnancy, before. Those expensive prenatal vitamins she bought me during my own pregnancies, the ones I'd lost. I still had a bottle in the back of my bathroom cabinet. I opened it, same re-glued seal, same off-looking pills. The realization hit me like a train. She'd been sabotaging me from the beginning. All 4 of my miscarriages. She'd been there for everyone, bringing me vitamins, telling me she was helping. She'd destroyed my chance at motherhood, so I'd be desperate enough to carry her baby. I called David, sobbing. He came home from work immediately. "We need to go to the police," he said. "And tell them what? That I think my sister tampered with vitamins. We don't have proof, not real proof." "Then we confront her," he said. But I was 33 weeks pregnant with her baby inside me. If I confronted her, what would she do? I made a decision. I would finish this pregnancy, deliver safely, and then I would destroy her. I pretended everything was fine. I told Vanessa the elevated liver enzymes were a fluke. I smiled when she came to appointments. But I stopped taking anything she gave me. I threw it all away. My liver enzymes normalized within a week. The doctor said, "See, sometimes these things resolve on their own." I knew better. At 38 weeks, my water broke at 3 a.m. David drove me to the hospital, and I texted Vanessa and Marcus. She beat us there. She was in the delivery room, packing, anxious. "Is he okay? Is everything okay?" "Everything's fine," I said through a contraction. Labor was long, 17 hours. Vanessa stayed the whole time, but she wouldn't look at me, only at the monitors. Finally, it was time to push. The baby came fast once I started. 3 pushes and he was out, screaming and perfect. The nurse turned to hand him to me. I'd carried him, delivered him. I was still connected to him by the umbilical cord. That's when Vanessa screamed it. "Don't let her touch him." Everyone froze. "Give him to me," Vanessa said. "He's mine, she's just the surrogate." The doctor looked at me. "Sarah." "Yes," I said quietly. "He's legally hers." We'd signed all the paperwork months ago. I had no claim. The nurse handed the baby to Vanessa, who clutched him like I might steal him. "I need everyone except medical staff out," Vanessa said, "including her." "I'm still delivering the placenta," I said. "Then hurry up," Vanessa snapped. That's when I saw it again, that look of triumph. She'd won. She'd gotten what she wanted, a baby and the complete destruction of my dreams of motherhood. Marcus looked uncomfortable. "Vanessa, that's a little harsh." "This is my son," she said. "I decide who gets near him, and I've decided Sarah's done enough." The doctor finished up quickly. A nurse helped me to a recovery room while Vanessa stayed with the baby. I lay there, my body empty, my heart shattered. David sat beside me, furious. "We're not letting this go." "I signed the papers," I whispered. "It's over." "The surrogacy is over," he said. "But what she did to you before, that's not over." He'd been thinking too. While I was in labor, he'd called a lawyer friend. "If she poisoned you to cause your miscarriages, that's assault. That's criminal," David said. "We just need proof." I still had the vitamins, both bottles. We also had something else. My medical records showing 4 unexplained miscarriages with no known cause, all while under Vanessa's care. The next morning, while I was still in the hospital, 2 detectives came to my room. David had filed a police report. I told them everything. I gave them the vitamins. I gave them a timeline of every pregnancy, every loss, every bottle Vanessa had given me. "We'll send these for lab analysis," one detective said. "But I have to be honest, this will be hard to prove." "I know," I said. They left. I was discharged that afternoon, my body still aching, my arms empty. Vanessa took the baby home. She posted photos on social media. Our miracle son, Oliver, we're so blessed. My name wasn't mentioned, not once. I fell apart. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that baby, heard his cry. David held me while I sobbed. We'll get through this, he promised. 3 weeks later, the lab results came back. The vitamins Vanessa had given me, both bottles, contained compounds that interfered with progesterone and implantation. Not enough to kill me, but enough to ensure I'd miscarry. The detective called me personally. Sarah, we have enough to press charges. This is felony assault, possibly 4 counts, 1 for each pregnancy loss. I sat down hard. We need to move fast, she said. And you need to know, this is going to get ugly. They arrested Vanessa 6 days later. The story made local news. Portland woman accused of poisoning sister to cause miscarriages. Use her as surrogate. My phone exploded. Reporters, distant relatives, people I hadn't spoken to in years. Vanessa's lawyer issued a statement. These charges are baseless and cruel. Ms. Mitchell is a devoted mother being targeted by a jealous, unstable sister. But the evidence didn't lie. During the investigation, they found more. Vanessa had ordered the compounds online. There were records, searches on her computer about how to cause early pregnancy loss without detection. She'd planned this for years. Marcus filed for divorce and emergency custody of Oliver. I had no idea, he told police. I swear to God, I had no idea. I believe him. Marcus was a good man. He'd been manipulated too. The trial took 8 months. I had to testify, had to relive every loss in front of a courtroom. Vanessa's lawyer tried to destroy me, called me vindictive, jealous, a liar. But the evidence was overwhelming. The jury convicted her on 4 counts of felony assault. The judge sentenced her to 12 years in prison. You violated your sister's body, her trust, and her fundamental right to become a mother, the judge said. You caused immeasurable trauma for your own gain. This court finds your actions reprehensible. Vanessa screamed at me as they led her away. You took my son. You took everything from me. No, I said quietly. You did that yourself. Marcus was awarded full custody of Oliver. Vanessa would have no contact. A few weeks after the sentencing, Marcus called me. Sarah, I don't even know how to say this, he said, but Oliver is biologically yours too. I couldn't speak. The IVF clinic did a routine genetic test and flagged something. They retested. Vanessa used your eggs, not hers. She must have switched the paperwork somehow. The room spun. She couldn't use her own eggs, Marcus continued. She'd been told years ago that they weren't viable, but she never told me. She never told anyone. Oliver was mine, biologically completely mine. I'm talking to my lawyer, Marcus said. I think we need to figure out a different arrangement. It took another 6 months of legal proceedings, but eventually, Marcus and I worked out shared custody. Oliver lives with Marcus primarily, but I see him 4 days a week. We're raising him together, 2 people who loved him from the beginning and were both betrayed by the same woman. It's not traditional, but it works. Oliver is 2 now. He calls Marcus Dada and me Mama. He has his father's smile in my eyes. I'm in therapy. I've been going twice a week since the trial ended. PTSD, they call it, complicated grief. Some days are harder than others. I still have nightmares about the miscarriages, about Vanessa's face in that delivery room. But I also have Oliver. I have David, who stood by me through everything. I have the truth, finally. Vanessa sends letters from prison sometimes. They go straight to my lawyer, unopened. I don't owe her my forgiveness. I don't owe her anything. What I've learned is this: the people closest to you can hurt you in ways you never imagine. But that doesn't mean you stop trusting everyone. It means you learn to trust yourself first. And that motherhood comes in forms I never expected. I didn't carry Oliver the way I thought I would. The path to him was soaked in grief and betrayal. But he's mine, and I'm his, and that's enough. If you've experienced pregnancy loss, please know you're not alone. Talk to your healthcare provider about support resources, and never hesitate to ask questions about anything you're taking or anyone who's helping. Thank you for listening to my story. I know it wasn't easy to hear. If you've ever had someone betray your trust in a way that changed everything, drop a comment. How did you find your way back?